Hello and welcome to my channel, Angie B Style by Angelique Collections. Today we're going to create this cute wristlet to match our travel tote bag. I'm so excited about this project. All of the measurements are located below in the description box. So now let's get started. Now this is an accessory that I wanted to create to match the travel tote bag, and you can find the travel tote bag when you get finished with this. It'll be a link, okay? So you can click on it. So the first thing you need is two main pieces of your main fabric. You're going to need 2 pieces of lining. You're going to need 4 straps. You only see 2 here, but you're going to actually need 4, and it's going to be in the description box. And you need 1 strap for your wristlet, and you're going to need 1 zipper. Now let's get started. The first thing we're going to start with is with the wristlet piece. And we're going to just go ahead and prepare that now. So what you're going to do is take your fabric and you're going to fold it in half. Now I had already did this, so I'm just trying to take it loose so I can show you. This is one of those off the top of my head again designs. So you're just going to fold it in half. And then you're going to, those are wrong sides together, so you're going to be looking at the right side of the fabric when you fold it in half. And then you're going to fold it in about 1/4 inch on each side as shown here. Then you're going to fold it over again. You're going to press it and you're going to top stitch. Now I top stitch on both sides of the strap. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to start to put our strips of fabric on our main body of our bag. So right sides together, and you're going to pin it, and you're going to take it to your sewing machine and you're going to stitch. Now I actually used 1/4 inch seam allowance on this. You can use 1/2 inch, whatever you choose to use for your seam allowance. It's totally up to you. So once I've stitched that, this is how it'll be and how it'll look. And you open it up. I pressed it already, and this is what you'll have. And you'll repeat that step to all 4 pieces of fabric. You'll see it's coming up. Okay, so I found some extra fabric, so I made a pocket. So now you can create pockets now to put on your wristlet. So I just fold it in half, right sides together. I'm going to stitch on the side and the bottom, leaving an opening to turn it inside out. Now I created 2 pockets, so you could choose whatever size you want for your pocket. So now I'm going to trim this fabric down just to get the extra fabric off. Remember, do not cut your seams, or you have to create it all over again, or not create it all over again, but stitch all over again. So once you trim it down, you're going to, of course, turn it inside out. And again, I found this extra fabric, so I said, yes, I'm going to put pockets on it because I kind of wanted it to match the travel tote bag. So this is one of the accessories for the travel tote bag. So if you just want to run out and don't want to take the whole bag, you can just take your wristlet, put your wallet in it, or your credit cards, ID, and cash, and just go do what you want to do, and you just have your little wristlet. So once you turn this inside out, it just seems like in slow motion right now. I don't know what I was thinking about. And you're going to push out all your corners. And again, I created 2 of these, and you won't see it until the end. So, but this is the time that you actually put your pockets on, okay? So if you want to put pockets on, I did a pocket for each side of my outside fabric, my main fabric. So this is the time to actually create the pockets to put on your outside of your main fabric. So now that we did this, we're going to close up that hole. We're going to press it. If you want to, you can top stitch, but I don't. I just wait and I stitch it on my fabric. So now you see the lining, you see, and everything is stitched together. Top stitch, top stitch. You can top stitch that if you want to, but I didn't. So, but I'm just showing you that all of the strips are on the lining fabric and your main fabric, okay? So those pieces are all ready to go. So now I'm going to take a piece, I guess this is the front of my bag, yeah, because I have two fronts, right? So you're going to actually, this is the time to put your pockets on. So I created a pocket for the front and the back. And of course, this is how you find the middle for the pocket, is to fold it in half, your main fabric, and then you fold your pocket in half. And you line the crease up where you folded it. You pin it down and you will take it to your sewing machine and stitch around the sides and the bottom. And actually, like I said, I actually added pockets to both front and back of the wristlet. You can do this, or you don't have to. You can actually put those on the lining if you like to. You can put a pocket in the inside on the lining if you like. So it's totally up to you. So now I'm going to take it to the sewing machine and I'm going to stitch. So now that I've stitched, I actually added a extra line here to put a pin, because sometimes I can't find a pin, so I added that on there. I just stitched down I measured over about 2 inches and stitched down for a pin to fit in there. And so you don't see the second pocket on here, but actually I actually ended up putting the pocket on there before I stitched it together. So now let's put the zipper on. So you take a piece of lining, and the right side is facing you of the lining, and you add your zipper on there as shown here, and the right side of the zipper is showing. Now you take a main piece of fabric, you turn it over because the right side's together. You're going to pin at the top. You're going to take it to your sewing machine. You can use your zipper foot at this point, or you can just use your regular sewing machine presser foot. I kept that same foot on. I didn't change it on here, but you can use your zipper foot. So once you pin it down, you're going to stitch. So what I ended up doing, once I actually stitched it together, I actually opened it up while I was still back there, pressed it, and top stitched it. So you're going to see here. Okay, so now that I've stitched it, this is what you have when you open it. And I went ahead and pressed it and I top stitched. So now we're going to repeat the same step to the other side of the zipper. Okay, so now we're going to put the other pieces on. So the first thing you're going to do, you're going to take your main fabric piece. You're putting right sides together. Then you're going to take your lining piece. You're going to flip it over and you're going to put right sides together. You're going to pin it at the top. I was going to say top stitch. Of course we're going to top stitch. You're going to pin it and then you're going to take it over to your sewing machine and you're going to top stitch. Oh well, you're going to stitch it, the zipper on. I don't know, I must have had too much vacation, because I'm telling you, I'm really trying to get this together, okay? But so you're going to go and take it and you're going to stitch it on the machine. You're going to open it up and you're going to press it out and you're going to top stitch, just like we did the first side. Like I said, this is an awesome project. I think you're going to enjoy it. And like I said, you could make as many of these as you want to match as many outfits as you have, really, if you want to. Or you could make travel sets, you know. So now you're going to take it. I'm going to take it and stitch it. Now we've stitched it. As you see here, I'm going to open it up. I went ahead and top stitched on both sides. As you see, I added the other pocket. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put right sides together. Now before you do this, make sure that you open up your zipper, because we're getting ready to put this bag together. So make sure that you open up your zipper. Okay, open the zipper, because once we stitch it, you're not going to be able to get in the bag if you don't. So you open up the zipper. We're going to pin around the entire bag, leaving an opening at the bottom of the lining. Now, Make sure that the sides are lined up where we have the printed fabric at, where you have the print fabric. Make sure that's lined up. And make sure your zipper is pointing towards the bottom of the lining as shown here. And I never sew over my zipper. That's a preference. That's what I do. If you want to sew over your zipper, that's fine. You could do it how you want to. You can sew over your zipper. I just didn't. I don't like sewing over the zipper. So now we're going to, once we have everything lined up, we're going to pin around. So I'm pinning here first because I wanted to make sure that those are lined up. And now we're going to pin all the way around, leaving open the bottom to turn the bag. Now this is the bottom lining. You're going to leave that open to turn the bag inside out. Try not to stitch too far in at the bottom, because I did, and I actually had to go and take it loose to open it up a little more, because I am dealing with quilted fabric as well, and you want to be able to pull it through. So make sure that you keep a nice size opening at the bottom of your bag. You're not going to be able to see it in the lining because you're going to, you know, fold it in and stitch it and close it up anyway, and no one will be able to see it. So just make sure you keep a nice amount open. That's if you're dealing with this really thick fabric like I'm dealing with, because this quilted fabric is pretty thick. And again, I know you're going to love this project. Now, you can make this a wristlet, or you don't have to. You know, you don't have to add a strap in. And I almost forgot, and then I'm like, oh my goodness, let me put the strap in. So you'll see that in a minute, but I almost forgot. So now that we have it pinned, we're going to stitch all the way around, stopping at the zipper, going on the other side. We're going to stop at the zipper, unless you want to stitch through it, and then we start on the other side and stitch all the way around, leaving the bottom open. Now, this is where I'm going to put my wristlet in, because I forgot about my strap. And if your strap is too long, you can always cut it down, because I had actually cut mine down some. See, here we go. So now you're going to turn it, and where you're going to place your wristlet, you're going to place it on the side where the zipper opens at, where the tab open. You're going to place it on that side of your wristlet. So we're going to put that in. The folded side is going to go in, and you're going to have the two ends that's open is going to stick out on the edge of the fabric. You'll see, like I'm getting ready to do right now. So we're going to open it up. Stick it in there, and the two raw edges are going to be on the raw with the they're going to line up with the raw edges of the wristlet. And once I put it in there, try to put it in there kind of straight, and then I actually pull a little bit out so I could see it. Okay, like that. Now we can go and take it to the sewing machine and stitch up. Now, but if you don't want that strap, you don't have to have that strap. You can just go ahead and stitch around, still leaving the bottom open in the lining to turn it inside out. Make sure your zipper is open, and we're almost done. So now we're finished. Yeah, so we have the opening here. Okay, and what we have going to do is we're going to, you know what, did I turn it inside? Oh yeah, we're turning it inside out. I don't know what I'm thinking about. Oh my goodness. So now we're going to turn the bag inside out, pulling it through. I was looking at it like, did I already pull it inside out? Oh my goodness. So we're pulling it inside out through that hole that we left in the bottom of the lining. I don't know if I need a vacation or I stayed on vacation too long. I don't know. So once we get it out, we're going to poke out all of the corners in the bag and in the lining. So let's get it through here. I just stuck my hand all the way through to get it out. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to actually close that up, but make sure that all of your corners are pushed out. And we're going to fold that in. We're going to take it to the sewing machine and we're going to stitch. Or you can actually put fabric glue on there if you like, if you want it to clean, but you know, it wasn't bad. So I stitched it. So now we're going to push the lining inside of the bag. And like I said, this was an awesome project and I really hope that you liked it. We're going to push it inside the bag like so. And I hope you enjoyed this project. And don't forget, at the end of this project, if you did not see how to create the tote bag, the travel tote bag that this accessory goes to, you can just click on it at the end here. And I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. And don't forget, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I look forward to it. And I also give out free patterns, so go over to angiebstyle.com. And actually I have a free pattern on there right now that you can download for free. You just got to subscribe and you'll get a free pattern. So happy crafting!